in education and training. So it's not only on the educational aspect, but also to enhance the competencies of the administrative aspects of the education, as well as the personnel, if I may say so, as a general level and a district level, and to the latter, which is the school level. And also to ensure that there's promotion of accountability and transparency. That is why, in conjunction with the audit service, they do conduct audits of various educational institutions. Then to promote what? Equity. We always say all human beings are equal, but you and I know practically social ladder due to social mobility, but in education, so that access is guaranteed to all Ghanaians, not just a section of Ghanaians. Also, is to create that culture whereby scientific knowledge is what is valued in terms of what advancing whatever society aims to achieve in sectors as well. All right, so we limit ourselves again from the MOE to our own Ghana Education Service, for which most or majority of Ghana, which means that there are other agencies for which I don't want to jump the gun. And here, GES is there to ensure that all Ghanaians of school-going age, irrespective of the gender, the tribe, the religious, social background, any other social context, ensure that all Ghanaians of school-going age have what? Quality formal education. And here, quality is the hallmark of GES, to ensure that all Ghanaians of school age have got quality education. All right, in ensuring that they have a 15-member committee, if I may say so. And here, I know the debate goes on about the governing council of GES. That is the highest decision body. Some say 15 member, others will say 12 member. The reason being that if you should delve into the Act 1049, which talks about pre-tertiary education, it specifies about 12-member council for the GES. And recently in January this particular going year, the Ministry of Education, of which Dr. Duchun inaugurated a 12-member council. So with this, that is, we have a 12-member council which was inaugurated, but the president has the power to appoint extra members. So for now, if you go to the GES website, it states 15-member council, and those who are privy to that info, if you go to the GES website right now, you see at the top, they said the GES has a 15-member council. But here is the case per the law 1049, the pre-tertiary bill. It says that if you look at the constitution of the council, it has a 12-member. So which is which? But I will say that for the purpose of the GES, that's why we stated 15. But personally, if I should meet this question anywhere else, I'll choose 12 over 15. So this is for a little bit of education on whether it is 12 or 15. That's the distinction. At the GES website, it's written 15, but per the 1049, it is 12 member, and recently to a 12-member council was inaugurated. Even the 12-member was there with one rep who was not present and is yet to be appointed. All right, thank you very much for that clarification. So the agency was established in 1974 by the National Redemption Council. That was the government of the day. And we'll be delving into a little bit of history as we move on. So it partners other organizations to what? To and other various units to ensure effective execution of its mandates. So the GES is not a standalone agency, but rather also partners with GES. And here, the functions of GES is to create that enabling environment for all educational institutions and management institutions that will feedback. Please, all right. That will very much. I'm muted, so forgive me for that interruption. All right. In terms of what efficiency of the managers of GES. GES responsible for. So GES is basically responsible and providing that oversight, monitoring, or supervision of basic education in terms of primary education. And here when we say primary education, we don't take away the preschools. They are also to be, GES takes oversight of them. So even though there is an early childhood bill which is currently in use, then also the junior high, the senior high, the technical education, as well as special educational institutions. So these are the areas of oversight of GES. All right. They are also responsible for registering and supervising and inspecting private tertiary educational institutions. And here, we must be careful not to take away the responsibility of NASIA, for which probably we'll get there as well. All right. So also GES submits recommendations to the Ministry of Education on educational policies and programs. So they can recommend to the Ministry of Education, but the mandate, as we earlier indicated, that the Minister of Education or the ministry, they formulate the policies, but GES can submit recommendations for educational purposes and programs to the Minister of Education, and they in turn will use it in terms of their policy formulations. All right. All right, so GES also promotes efficiency and full growth of talent of its members. I believe that is one thing that we are doing now. Is or mechanism or aptitude test to see how you have progressed, and if you pass, you progress to the next rank for which it is before you. All right, so apart from this, they also carry out functions that influence other specific functions. So other specific functions that may be directed towards GES, they are also to carry out those functions as determined by the ministry or other relevant agencies. So they are also to maintain professional standards and conduct of its personnel. So here they can carry out sanctions, they can also carry out recommendations depending on the conduct of its personnel. All right. core mandate, and here it is a verbatim kind of mandate. So you need to identify the keywords here and also be able to, if I may say, chew. And I use this word very responsibly, because wordings in the mandates cannot be interchanged. So we need to be careful about the mandate. So the key responsibility of GES is to implement pre-tertiary educational policies of the government. So as for the implementation, I know most of us are very privy to it. Of what? Pre-tertiary educational policies of government. All right. And in doing that, they are to, as we said, they are to ensure that all Ghanaian children of school going age, irrespective of tribe or your educational institutions or in our various educational directorates, that we are bound by law to ensure that all Ghanaians of both school going age have access to education, irrespective of whatever. Also, to provide good quality formal education. All right, so we move on to divisions under GES. Under GES. The first we want to tackle is the guidance and counseling units. And the guidance and counseling units, the main goal is to help individuals discover and develop educational, vocational, and psychological potentials, thereby achieving what optimal levels of personal happiness. And how do they do that? The unit performs the following functions within the GES as a guidance and counseling units. And what is their role? Their role is to plan and coordinate and supervise guidance services within the country. Also, they train school-based as well as regional and district guidance and counseling coordinators for effective guidance service delivery. In other ways too, there is a need to collaborate with relevant partners, including parents and other stakeholders for the psychosocial needs of learners or pupils. Also, they do collaborate with the tertiary institutions to prepare and develop tools for test assessment. And that is what sometimes you see that they partner these tertiary institutions to go to school to do screening and other relevant services of the guidance and counseling units. Now, in doing that also, they are to offer free consultancies to teachers, parents, and the general public on relevant psychological issues. And also in the GES, they are the leading mandate to ensure safe and secure supportive environments for safe school programs. And that is why the guidance and counseling, in conjunction with GES and UNICEF, developed the positive disciplinary toolkits. So these things are to ensure safe school environments. All right. In doing that, let's try to see the structure of the guidance and counseling unit. That is the division under GES, guidance and counseling. So it's headed by a director to the GES structure. And his or her duty is to report to the director general, to the deputy general. And also there are 10 regional coordinators. And here, let us be careful to know, even though per the structure of GES, there are 10 regional coordinators, you know that now our regions are now 16. So you should expect that. You should expect that probably, even though not all regions have these coordinators appointed, we must keep in mind that if you should be asked, probably in the GES, this is a technical area. They ask you how many regional coordinators do we have, or the guidance as a counseling unit. We should be fast enough to know if in the 10, 16 municipal or metro, that one too can be updated to 275. And as well as they are coordinators for the various senior high school and basic schools across the country. So apart from the regional and district level, we have guidance and counseling coordinators at the school level or the senior high school level. All right. So the mission statement of the guidance and counseling unit as a division under the GES is to what? Is to provide that comprehensive, preventive, and developmental guidance and counseling program, which is vital to achievement of excellence of all learners. And these things, you must be careful about the key words and the key frames. So I hope you are noting things down for which I know will serve as a relevant study material or study notes in your quest to ensure a successful pass in your upcoming rank promotion test. All right. So in that, they also provide what opportunities to help develop the academic, the social, and personal career competencies needed to prepare them for pre-tertiary higher education in terms of their work and productive citizens, also in terms of what lifelong learning on the part of learners, also on the part of teachers. The guidance and counseling is not only for the learners also, but they also offer that psychosocial help to other personnel of the Ghana Education Service. All right. In doing that, there are some additional mandates of the guidance and counseling units. And what are they? Violence in school, such as corporal punishment, sexual harassment, verbal abuse, bullying, all these vices in GES provides a challenge in terms of enrollment, in terms of retention, in terms of completion, especially among girls. So the guidance and counseling unit is to offer that psychosocial support to victims, or if any of these instances occur in the various schools, they are there to help address such challenges and offer relevant solutions. In doing that, the cumulative effect of that is that they are ensuring that schooling, there is that interest of learners in schooling, and that all other negative effects that affect their intellectual abilities or self-discovery or any other thing that is like that prevent them from the education. The guidance and counseling unit is there to offer help in terms of abusive parents, in terms of parents who are sexually harassment, or in terms of domestic violence. They are there to ensure that safe environment or that safe help, that help for the learners. In essence, the absence of safe school environment
Dennis, Sokanian. I didn't say, Baba. Atiko.
Please make sure you mute yourself before you talk. All those people who are talking gives us bad feedback, and for that matter, they should be aware of. Thank you. Our trainer, I can see, is off line, but I think he has done a lot And we pray that in a few seconds, yes, you have joined us. Mr. Agwe, please continue. Justina, mute your mic, please. Justina, please mute your mic. We heard you speaking tree. Please, we beg you. Justina, kindly mute your microphone. Thank you. Mute, your mic is still on. All right, Mr. Agwe. Esperance, mute yourself.
Yeah.
Mute yourself. Mr. Agwe, please, you can continue. He's trying to show his screen. While showing your screen, you can still talk, please. Thank you, Mr. Agwe. Mr. Agwe, please, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
The roles. It is more in tune with health related school level. All right. So let's look at some of the institutional structure of the chef. At the national level, there's a National Chef Secretariat, which is established for the chef units. So if you go to the head office, there's a Chef Secretariat, and it's headed by the National Chef Coordinator with support of program officers. So they are in charge of the project management or the program implementation. And here, the National Chef Coordinator, his or her duty is to report to the director, also to the finance FNA, finance and administration, and here too, sometimes FNA, finance and administration, through the Deputy Director General to the Director General of the GES. So that is the role of the National Chef. Then at the regional level, there is a chef desk at all regional offices, and it's headed by the regional chef coordinator. And his or her duty is to report directly to the respective regional directors of education in terms of departmental placement. However, also the chef is placed differently under either the inspectorate or the human resource unit. So here, sometimes they operate under the inspectorate or the supervision, the monitoring unit, or sometimes they operate under the human resource unit. The district level, the chef has a desk, or if I may say, office. Some regional directorates, they have enough infrastructure to house them in an office. Some too, they do house them in a desk, in a desk, if I may say so. Then their duty is to report directly to the district director of education, or better still, the municipal director of education. And they are also placed either under the monitoring and supervision or the human resource management. So these are the two areas that the chef coordinator at the district level, at the regional level operates, either under the monitoring and supervision unit or under the human resource unit. All right, thank you very much. So at the school level, every school has a designated school-based health coordinator. So I know maybe one of you may do that at your school level. And what is the role? Their role is to lead planning and implementation of the chef activities. So after it has been brought forth to the district level, the district chef coordinator liaises with them to ensure the implementation of those activities at the school level. And they are to prepare reports and action plan with the help of to the head teacher. And in turn, the head teacher also reports whatever activities that they've done to the CISO and secretary supervisor or CISO. And the CISO in turn also has to involve other members of staff to help him or her work together. So in terms of that, they also help with interventions and program areas. So in terms of interventions and program areas, the chef, as we earlier said, is skills-based health education. So these are their intervention or program areas. Skills-based health education. Also, food safety, nutrition, and education. Then also they are to ensure